Okay. This is recording for YouTube. Say hi, YouTube. Say hi to YouTube. Now, the tier list is here. I had a bit of a problem doing it on the website, so I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Just have it up on MS Paint, all reliable. Been using it since 2003, so why change anything? Now, I will reveal the 25 players that I believe are the 25 best king players in Horizon 5 of all time up until this point, which is June 27th, 2023. I'm going to be trying to make these lists every 3 months. So that's going to be what, January, February, March, June, I think September, and then December. So every 3 months. The 3rd month, the 6th, 9th, and 12th month. I will be trying to make these just so we can try to keep up with the current state of the competition. Alright, so this is everyone that I believe is in here. And also I should add that this is just according to me and who I've played. So if somebody you know out there you've played 1,000 times and you're 100% sure that they should be number 4, then I'm sorry, I just haven't played them, so my eyes aren't exposed to that skill that they have. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm just saying for me personally, I have not seen it yet. So I hope that they can get in some lobbies and prove me wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong. If one day we meet 25 players that can knock all of these 25 into the bottom 50, then by all means I'm here for it. But as of right now, that is not the case. These are the 25 best players that I've come across and played, and I'm also taking into account important games. So tournaments and league games really do boost your chances of getting a high placement in the tiers. There's some players that are good and amazing, and we only really see that in like casual lobbies. So there's some players like that, okay? Like for example, Raema, she's always just playing casual games. She's not in leagues and tournaments or nothing like that. But because she is so good at those games, she has to get a spot in the top 25, and there will be some exceptions that get put into the list because of that right there. See if I could stretch this out a bit more. No, okay, whatever. So I'm gonna start from top to bottom as far as names go, alphabetical order. That's how we will be doing this today. Made it right on time. I feel you, my boy. Welcome back. Now, you may notice that the tier lists are already semi-decided because I wanted to make this a video, and I don't want a video to be over an hour long where I'm actually having to have discussions about it and thinking about it and whatnot. That's why I went and made the list on my phone already. I have it right here. I'm just going to be assigning people to those spots. You may also see that these are not the normal tier list orders that people would be going by. I mean, I guess but it's Forza. You know the Forza classes now. X, S2, S1, A, B, C, and D. And I had to add an E tier. Again, if you get ranked in the E tier, which is the bottom of this, that is still the 24th or 25th best king player in the entire world, okay? The entire world. So don't look at your name here if you're placed here at the bottom and get discouraged and be like, oh, he's what's slandering me. I'm not, okay? Everyone in here on any given day can put 9 or 8 minutes on me even. So I'm not too fussed about it. Don't be too fussed either. But we will start off with Six God. He was in the UKC. I forgot the exact placement, but he played very well for the time that he did play in 2022. Didn't play past that year. Really didn't play a lot of casual games with me. I think he played a lot more with other people, maybe Dundee and such, but I never really played that many casual games with him. Sorry, I'm trying to open up my phone here so I can get this going. Okay, so let's see here. Six God, I'm opening up the ultimatekingchampionship.com just so I can go to, does he have anything here? He did play in it, right? I think I'm in the wrong page. It's not power rankings, no. I saw something with Echo God in here earlier. Where's that at, Tim? On the UKC page. Oh no, here it is. It's past champions. Okay, so he was in the 1v1 championship, and he eventually became the 1v1 champion. Six God, that is. Of course, wasn't as good as he was in Horizon 3, which he was a top 5, maybe in a lot of people's eyes, top 3 player in his prime, in his absolute prime. Could be anybody on that game. He skipped out on Horizon 4, but made a return to Horizon 5. I think he actually made some custom maps of his own, but he became the S2 998 Division 1v1 champion in UKC Season 1. So, all that being said, there's still a lot of players that I would put above him just off of longevity alone, and their peaks being higher than what I got to witness. So I am going to put him in a generous D tier. Okay, so we will be putting him here, and it's up for you guys to arrange what order you want people in, but I have them in the tiers already. So just let me know where you want these people at, and you can have them there on your own time. Fuck off. Alright, so that is Six God out of the question there. In the D tier, I got him anywhere from 19th best in the world to 23rd all time. Obviously he doesn't play anymore, but just that alone, as the time goes on, as more people play and more people place higher and get more placements and things, he's gonna drop out of the top 25 just because he doesn't play anymore. It's a given. If he comes back and proves everybody wrong and places high in leagues and championships, then he can get right back up there. But as for right now, I feel like that's a generous spot. Still a lot to go. We have Alex, though. This is Mr. Mini Alex. This is not Tokio, or as he's known now, I think Stealthy Alex. I think that's the name of his tag. But Alex is another one of those players where he gets that exception role. Doesn't really play in any tournaments or leagues, but you know what you're getting when you get Alex actually trying, right? So he can. I don't think he had. Maybe he probably thinks that he does, but I don't think there's a player that is really his kryptonite under the X tier, which we will get to. So I don't think anybody that isn't the first, second, or third best player in the world gives him a lot of trouble, like to the point where it's a given that he's gonna lose him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not a given that he's gonna lose anybody in here too, but it's much more likely. So with that being said, I still have a few people above him in my personal rankings. So we will be placing Alex in S1. Again, there will be more people added, and they will automatically be placed to the right of him, but that does not mean that he is the best in this tier. That's up for you guys to decide. I like to just keep it tier to tier base. I mean, if I really had to, I could give the order and maybe leave some space between, but I like having them in a tier and having them move up that way. So Alex is an S1 player in my mind. Okay, I really hope he does reconsider, and even if it's just one league, one tournament, you know, just I gotta see Alex in his try hard mode one more time. Just I haven't seen him actually try in years. He probably has, but I probably just haven't been there for it. But that's where I got him for now. Our boy Mini Alex, longtime player since Horizon 2. Yeah, Lesky not on the list. Lesky is not on this list. I mean, he was in the bar league. He did all right, but not the Aleski we know, not the Aleski we love. He doesn't play this game at all. He doesn't play leagues or tournaments, and he doesn't play casual games with us. Everybody in this has played a lot more of one of those things, either that be casual or league slash tournament or all of the above. So that's my reason for not having Aleski in the top 25. He'd still probably be like top 30 though, if we're being realistic. But just for the quarter of a 100, he's not in it for me. But we have Ash up next. I mean, Ash is one of those players that I fear on an any day given basis, because I don't play him enough to know his play style, his movements, his patterns. Like every single player on this list, I've been able to pick something up off of them. But Ash, he's the one player that I just don't have like barely any reps against. The only time I ever came into an encounter with him on a like league important match was back in Horizon 4 in the finals of the last 2v2 tournament that I hosted. And since then, he has only gotten better. I feel like in Horizon 5, he is a top level player, and I got him in S2. Ash, the Bulgarian one himself, is an S2 tier player to me. Anywhere from 4th to oh god, I didn't realize I'd have trouble finding the little move. You know what? It's in a good fucking place. I'm way too specific with that. But yeah, anywhere from 4th to 6th is where I'm gonna be putting Ash at. Honestly, he could be in 1st to 3rd if he just played more. That's another person. Of all the people on this list so far, he's the highest one that really hasn't played that many casual games with us, and the last league stuff he played was a long time ago. I mean, it was back in January, I think, for the bar league. January, yeah, I think it was January. And before that, it was the UKC, which he did a good in as well. He was the 1v1 champion for the 950 division. A lot of people consider him to be the best 1v1 player in the world. He also won the 998 division in UKC 4. So he has the accolades. He just doesn't have the recency. There's gonna be look, I meant to preface that earlier, or just say that earlier. There's gonna be some bias in every single person's list. You just have to keep it to as minimum as possible, and that's what I'm gonna be trying to do with mine. But in every single person's list, there's gonna be some bias. There's gonna be something you value more than the next person. So yeah, I do value a little bit of recency as well, because the game is only evolving. It's only getting better. We're never going to be taking steps backwards as far as the skill levels peak. It's only going to be getting better. So let's pull the list back up. We can go ahead, delete that. And our boy Asian is a player that does play a lot of casual games with us when he does get the opportunity. Not too sure if he plays that many tournaments. I mean, I know he hasn't really played in mines at all, but I don't remember if he was in the UKC. I know he did team games with Grinch, but let me go open that up real quick. Let me go open that up. All player statistics. If he's not on here, then yeah, okay. If he's not on here, then it's not too noteworthy of the things he's quote accomplished. But he still is a player that can place high and can beat anyone, that can tag anyone. He gets reads on me even. There's times where he reads me. That may be just a playstyle versus playstyle thing, but let's keep it a stack here. Let's keep it a stack. He is not as good as the Ashes or the Alexes of the games, and for that, I'm putting our boy Asian in D tier. Some people might be saying that's too high, but I gotta give some respect where it's due. Okay, if you have him higher or lower than 6 God, I really don't care. As long as they're in the same tier, then we agree. Asian, the black Asian that is. I hope I said that earlier and we're not just thinking of every Asian that's ever played the game. Okay. So that's where I got that boy at. Autocycle. He's only be getting better. Probably I'd say the second best map creator in this game when it comes to the custom playground maps specifically, and the custom king maps, custom king asphalt maps. I'd say he's 1A 1B with Tim I feel still makes the best, but I'm not taking that into account when it comes to skill. Okay, I just want to throw that out there as far as I'm getting to know Auto, if it's your first time hearing that name on this channel. As far as skill level though, as I say with everyone, he can beat anyone. He's placed high. He's been in a lot of leagues and tournaments, so he has that going for him as well. That's where he gets his slight buff from. It's not too much, but it's a buff nonetheless. He was in 9 matches in the UKC 2022. 9 matches, and he's played throughout the bar league. He's played in the run. Well, he signed up for the run. I don't know why I said that. Cut that one out. But he did play in basically every week of the bar league when that was up and running, and he's done a lot of things in the UKC as well. That being said though, still a lot of players I would take over our boy if we're talking top 25. But again, it's top 25, so can you really be mad at anywhere you're getting placed here? You're in the top 0.0000001% of Forza players in the king mode. So that being said, I also have Autocycle in D tier. Let me see, I want to move this over here just so okay. So Auto is in there with 6 God and Asian. Okay, nice spot. Where do we have the Burn Man, huh? Berny. For some reason I think I remember people not being too fond of Berny, but personal stuff aside, I always like to just look at people's skill, and Berny is hella good at the game. Combine that with the fact that he got to play with Tuner Mark in 2s back in the UKC 2022. I mean, oh my, they were just the team to beat in my mind. Burner and Burner. Hey, that's a good. Why didn't they go for that team name? Burner, the Burners, Berny and Tuner. That is a great team name. I just came up with something accidentally. Anyways, the team to beat. A lot of people will say that was mostly because of Tuner, but Berny held his own a lot when he used to run in the casual lobbies as well. Because we did back in 2022, the summer of 22, we played a lot of casual games with Berny, and I remember him placing high. A lot of firsts, a lot of seconds. We had some big 6v6, 5v5 lobbies where whichever team he was on and he was running, it looked like that was the team that was going to win. I vividly remember those nights. So he gets the recency nerf, however, because he just hasn't played this entire year. All of his, well, no. What am I talking about? He hasn't played for majority of this year because he did play in in the bar league for February and January, I believe. And he helped my team get some wins. I think we even got a win, or like a series win as well, because I don't remember, it was like a best of 3 or whatever. But he was up there. He wasn't as good as he was in 2022. A lot of that had to do with him just coming back. But let's stop the rambling on and let's place him. I got him up here. Whoa, controversial. Hot take. Maybe. But if you were there for Prime Berny and FH5 in 2022, I got him there. Berny was crazy. And good luck to wherever he's going to end up as far as his NBA career goes, because he said he's going for it. He plays basketball. He's really trying to he's actually trying. That's not a meme. There's no irony in that. He's actually trying to go for the NBA. I don't know his stats, his height, his weight, his His vertical, standing vert, I don't know none of that, but I know that he's a great king player, and if he applies his just his grind and his skill that he had in king to that, then hey, go for it. Not an NBA video though, so we can go ahead, give rid of that. And where are we putting Dundee? Let's not waste no time, shall we? This one, let's not waste no time, shall we? This one is a given. My best and favorite rival of all time. Played with him since Horizon 3, where I think I was the better player in that game, but then everything after that, he just took off like a rocket. It was only uphill from there, and it was more of the same in Horizon 5. I mean, you saw how fast as of all the people I've placed so far, you saw I just placed him down the quickest, because there's nobody in the world that should argue with Dundee being a top 3 player. I mean, you gotta be on some hardcore stuff if you think Dundee's 4th or lower. I mean, you gotta be on some hardcore stuff. So, what do we even say about Dundee? He can make anybody on this list look silly. He can make anyone look like they're sweating. Meanwhile, he's in a JDM car S2. S1 in the UKC, he finished 3rd place. S2, he finished 3rd as well. Got 15:32 for his total time, and it's just amazing player, amazing teams player as well. In the bar league, multiple time champion with him and Zpec and Misty. That team definitely the best faction of all time when it comes to teams in Horizon 5. Yeah, Dundee X tier. There's not much you can say, because you know what you're getting when you're getting Dundee in your lobby. He's 1st to 3rd of the top 25 players, and he's gonna get 1st to 3rd in every single lobby he's in as well. And 3rd is a stretch. If 3rd is a bad game for Dundee. 3rd place is a bad game for Dundee in my eyes. That's the level I hold his play and his skill to. Now myself, this is the very first time ever that I am putting myself in a ranking list, and I'm only doing that because I'm officially done playing. I'm not competing in nothing anymore. I will be playing casually. I'll probably be even playing every single night with you guys, so that won't change that much. But as far as tournaments and stuff and leagues, that's all come to an end. Now, skill level, I'm trying to be fair. I don't ever want to seem like I'm you know, tooting my own horn or nothing like that, but I do feel like a lot of players recognize where my skill was and / is in Horizon 5. I played in the UKC. I got 4th place, and a 5th place. And the team events, come on man, come on. I would like to call myself the greatest blocker of all time. I would like to call myself that. If you have anybody else, it depends on who. But there's only so many people you can sit here and argue with me and say that they're better. It's probably a handful of people that I will allow you to have that argument with. Anybody else, I'm walking away. That, as well as just my casual placements, I've been getting better. I've been getting some firsts. I've been getting more seconds, and probably even more thirds. But this year, I feel like I understood Horizon 5's physics more than in 2022. 2022, I really just was not knowing what to do with the actual driving style of the game. Like, not how to take corners, where to send little flicks of my movement. I mean, I really had a hard time adapting to the no snap in this game, which killed me. But this year I feel like I've gotten better, and like I said, I value recency. I value casual games, not as much as recency, or no, actually I value recency less than casual games, and I value tournaments and leagues even more. Like, that's the most thing I value. And I felt like I had very good performances in the bar league along with Tim. I carried Plum to a win against Ukiyo and Zpec. Come on. I carried Plum Sauce to a win against Ukiyo and Zpec. I mean, that was around the time where I say they were trying the least in the bar league. If we had to have a level of how much they tried, that was around the time they tried the least. But nonetheless, that's still Ukiyo and Zpec, and that was still Plum Sauce. So I'm gonna be humbly putting myself in S1. Okay, I feel like that's fair. I feel like that is 100% fair. Right next to my boy Alex. Anywhere in the 7th to 10th spot, I feel like I'm there. I feel like before, like last year, I would have put myself probably B class. That's where I would put myself. Like last year. But this year, I think I moved up to the 7 to 10 range. Yeah, that boy don't even play is right. Oleski doesn't even play. That's why he's not on this list. But hope he comes back. Hope he does come back. Next up, we got Grinch, another person that really does not play anymore, man. But when he did play, he was another person. For some reason, his playstyle countered mine whenever I was in the same lobby with him. And remember, a big part of this list is just through the eyes of F50, through the eyes of Forza's Panda. So your list is not going to be the same as mine. I promise you, my top 25 is not going to be your top 25. This is just through my eyes. Grinch, I had problems with. You know what? For some reason, he was really easy to play against in team games. I mean, well, obviously team games are easier, but he was so much harder in free-for-all for me and my playstyle. Like, I couldn't get away from him because he does power builds. And if you know anything about me, I love low power builds, so I wouldn't be able to get away from him. I wouldn't be able to catch him. And he still had snap to his cars. He used those big ass 4-doors, those sedans that had a lot of weight in them. So with that being said, I still got so much above him. I'm gonna place him in the D tier along with Six God, Asian, and Auto. This feels fair for me. He probably won't make any returns as far as leagues and tournaments. Maybe Asian can talk him into doing some casual games, maybe get him back, draw him back. Because in order to get someone in leagues and tournaments, you got to get them in casuals first. I feel like you got to spark that interest again. So there is Grinch, anywhere from 19th to 23rd. That's where I got that man at. Let's get rid of him here. Ibox, let me get a drink of agua. I know you're here in the Twitch, and we know you're here in Horizon 5 King now. I mean, if there was ever an award for most improved player of the month, it's definitely you. It's definitely you. Last month, I would say it was Speed. That's who my most improved player of May would have been. But in June, I think it's you. I think you. I don't know. I can't speak for you as far as saying you just understand the game better. But I feel like that could be the case. Like, also, you said you got a new Xbox too, so that's probably what it is, right? Didn't you upgrade or something like that, or you were playing on the series or something? Look, I'm only on PC, so I kind of forgot about all of these Series X's and which one is the best ones. But I think you said you got a new console, so that, along with placing high recently, being a consistent player, like you've been playing since 2022 now with us. You're here for casual lobbies. You've been in the bar league, so you got all of that going for you. Like I say, I take all of that into account. With that being said, you can only move up. You can only move up. But for now, I got Ibox, our first player, in the C tier. Anywhere from 15th to 18th is where I have Ibox as of right now, and he's only getting better. By the time the next list comes around, I expect Ibox to be in A tier. I hope that's not putting any pressure on you, but by September, because that's when the next time I'm gonna be making a list is, I'm expecting you to be in A tier, at least A tier, not anything lower than A. If I'm wrong, it's not. I wouldn't say disappointment, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked if it was not at least the 12th best player in the world, and that is, again, a feat to be proud of. All of these are. All right. Playing on the series, this just proves the whole pay to win thing. Yeah. Hey, look, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. You cannot tell me that people on the original Xbox are on the same playing field as people on fucking PCs and the new series and all of that stuff, right? So you're not wrong at all. I agree. I don't think it is the deciding factor, but I think it plays a big role. A big role. Okay, so Miranda. She can juke. I don't know what it is. The females can juke. Why can't the men juke like that? No, we can juke too. We can juke too, but it seems like on average, the female players just they can juke. Miranda, I can never tell which way she's gonna go. I gotta commit. There's certain players I can sit back and wait for them to mess up. There's certain players I can read them because I just know that they're not gonna go that way. And there's some players that I just gotta commit, and I just gotta commit to I'm going left. I don't care. I'm going left because I just don't know. And there's a 50-50 chance, right? A 50-50 chance they go left or right. So I'm just gonna leave it up to the chances. And she's one of those players. The leagues, could have been better in the leagues, but also not a bad player at all. Just could have been better, and that has to do, I just feel, with reps against higher opponents. She is here with us as far as playing casual games. She does play casual games with us a lot, but she also does not tune. I don't think she tunes or upgrades, builds all of her cars herself, and that is a big factor into knowing your own playstyle and knowing what tendencies you should be applying to your game more. I feel like, because you got to be one with your car. I mean, it's the safe bet, sure, when you're just starting out, to use other people's tunes because you may not know what you're doing. Hell, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing all of the time, but I found something that fits for my playstyle after all of these years, and I just been applying the same knowledge, applying the same tactics, and just growing from there. And I feel, Miranda, if you ever get around to seeing this, or if you're here now, then I think you should explore upgrading and tuning your cars on your own, and you will only get drastically better. That being said, though, still a top 25 player in the world. You have at least 10th best player in the world telling you that he just hasn't figured you out. He hasn't figured you out on the chasing end. You're one of the few people I can't figure out. Like, so that being said, I got you down here though. That being said, I got you down here in the E. Okay. 25, 24 out of how many people that have ever played this mode in Horizon 5? Come on now. Still high. Like, wait until people like Speed, Auto, Raema, or even Aleski get the new console. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. I think at least one of them have a new console though, right? At least one of them do. Does Auto not? There's no way Auto was building all of these maps, all of these crazy intricate maps on the original Xbox. If he does, then salute to that man. But that's crazy. That is crazy. He said you hope she's here. Yeah, our first entrant into the E class. Waiting on who will join you, because there's only 2 people in this, as you can see here. As the lists get lower and lower, you'll probably be able to just guess who's where. But yeah, that's where I got Miranda at. Misty. Man, oh man, if there was ever a roller coaster player, like a roller coaster player of the year award, like, I don't know, there's no other way for me to explain it. It's just like it's up and down with how I feel I want to rank him. And I don't know, He has the skill. He always has had the skill. He plays, but I feel like he plays casual games harder. I feel like it's backwards with him. I feel like he plays casual games the way most people play tournament and league games. And league and tournament games, he plays casually. Like, that's what I get from it, at least. He can definitely beat anybody on this entire list. He can even beat Dundee on any given day. He can probably beat Dundee twice in a row. So he has the skill, but it's just I don't even want to say the consistency, because if he tried to be consistent, then he probably would be able to be right up there and as the best player in the world. Even like there's nobody that has more potential to be the best player in the world that doesn't show it. That is the perfect way to sum up Misty. There is nobody else in the world that has the potential to be the #1 player in the world but doesn't show it. I mean, he was in the UKC, he was in the Bar League, so he has that going for him too. He participates, he does participate, but when he does, I feel like it's backwards. Placed second in season 1 S1 class for the UKC, and he placed 5th in the S2. A lot of people think of S2 as the class. Well, I think the fairest class is S1, but if you're just talking about like heavyweight championship type thing, then a lot of people will look at S2 and that's the class that people will go for, but he placed 5th in that. That being said though, you know that if he's in a lobby with you casually, which is majority of the games that we play now, that he's going to be placing at least 3rd place. Anything lower is a bad game from Misty. It's just so hard. But I got him dropping out of X, and he's in S2 for me now. Misty is in S2. At the beginning of Horizon 5, there was a lot of, well, at the beginning of my Horizon 5, which was like 2022, meeting the community and whatnot, playing with you guys more often, he was known for suicides and come on, like, we can never really rank somebody too high if that's what they're known for. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get something deducted from you. But I will say, in 2023, he did brush up on it. He didn't clean it up, but he did brush the floor. He did get, you know, he didn't mop, but he cleaned it up. So I got him anywhere 4th to 6th. Make your case. I probably got him still slightly above Ash, personally. But if you got Ash above Misty, hey, I agree. I can still agree with you on that. All right, Moth. Our boy Moth, the meme himself, the meme of Horizon 5 King. What do we even say? I feel like he is, as far as playstyle, car choice, and just vibe, he low-key feels like Aleski did to me in Horizon 3, and not really Horizon 4, but just the car choice and being able to dominate with that car choice. I'd say there's nobody as ballsy with their car choice in this list as Moth is, and that can still place high and beat anybody and outrun anybody on this list in that department. Yeah, there's no Moth command. Sorry, Tim, there's no Moth command. Maybe I will get around to making one. But as of right now, Moth is still getting better. He's only getting better. Every time I'm in a lobby with him, I can tell that he's remembering players' tendencies. But more than that, he's getting more comfortable with himself. Like, he always has been because of the car choice and whatnot. But he's using even better cars, and I'd like to see Moth just, if there's anybody that deserves just a good week to just go full out OP, it's Moth. If there's any one person, it's probably me and Moth, because I've only really used the FH. Come on, okay. And no, not Dundee, because Dundee, you're a top player. You don't get to go OP no more. You already proved that you don't need that. So if there's any two people, I would say it would be Moth and myself. That being said, for right now, I got Moth in B tier. at 13th or 14th best player in the world with our boy Berny. So they will round out the B class tier. There will be no more entrants into this one. Our first one to be completely filled up, I believe. Yep. And yeah, Moth is only getting better. Another player that come September, if he's competing in UKC and shows out in the casual games, and if the community can grant him that 1 week to go full OP, if not a full week, then give him 4 days, half a week. Okay, he deserves it. He's used these old ass 1960 cars, and he's proven that he can get second, first place in them. So I want to see what Moth can do with the best of the best cars, and hopefully he'll move up. All right, let's go on to our boy Owl. Now I should also state that I had this video planned, the stream/video planned, for about 2 weeks now. I definitely wanted to do it after the run had finished, but it is not done yet. Some scheduling difficulties occurred, and we are still ongoing with it, but I still want to stay true to my word and get this list out at least this week. So they'll be doing, the finals will be ending tomorrow, and I say that because Owl, our boy Spotless Owl, defeated Top Gear Tim 2-0. A lot of people looked at Top Gear Tim as just the person that was right outside of the top tier, just trying to get in to the top 3 players in the world. But Owl came and surprised. He caught Tim off guard. I will say that he caught Tim off guard, but you always got to be on guard, and there's nobody that knows that more, and there's nobody that's more willing to accept the no excuse motto or just way to live by in King than me and Tim. Like there's really a time you'll hear me and him come up with excuses, but if you have to be fair, it was caught off guard. That being said, though, you can't get caught off guard against Owl, and that is clear. He has the skill. He's somebody that's been playing with us casually all the time. He's always in the streams. He's in the bar league. Him and that silver team. Oh man, Spotless and Stolen. That series that me and Tim had against Spotless and Stolen, that is for me personally. This is not a fact. This is not the moment that they got put on the map, but for me it was. That was the moment that my eyes were opened to Spotless and Stolen. I wasn't really underestimating them in that, but I just was looking at the names alone. And this is probably a bad thing, but I'm really big on names. Okay, if it's Ash versus Misty versus Dundee, I'm definitely gonna want to tune into that more than Dundee, me, and a random name that may be better than us both, but just because I don't know that name, it doesn't sound as interesting on paper, right? So that being said, Al is an amazing player. He's in the finals of the 1v1 tournament, and I got him. I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I got him here. Yep, that's right. I got Spotless as our first entrant. Should I put Spotless or Owl? You know what? We'll put Spotless. We'll put Spotless just because we have enough space too. We have enough space too. Yeah. Yep. I got Spotless right there. He's a really well-rounded player, I feel like. Like, he's so balanced. There's not, in my eyes, there's not, and he probably feels differently, but from my eyes and just my playstyle against his, he's so balanced. He's not crazy better at running than he is catching, and vice versa. Like, it's just, he's like a 9 in, no, not a 9 in every category. He's like an 8.5 in every single category that you could possibly come across in King attributes, right? So that's where I would put Spotless at 11th or 12th. Moth silly tier. Plum, oh god, yeah, Plum is not on here. Plum is not on here. He's probably top 100 though, top 75 even. He's top 75 for sure. Top 50, yeah, I don't know about all that. All right, Raema. Raema. Damn it, man. The potential is there. Remember when I said there's nobody in the world that has the potential to be the best player in the world but doesn't ever show it, and that's Misty. He's number 1, but number 2 would probably be Raema. But she shows it so much less than Misty. Like, she doesn't compete in any leagues or tournaments. At least Misty does. And when she's actually in casual games, she doesn't even try that hard. So it's one of those kind of intangible things. You just gotta have the eye for it. You gotta be able to see it and pick up on it while you're playing her, because if you're just looking at accolades and placements alone, you're not really gonna agree with her being a top tier player. But potential does prove that she can very well be that. She's the best juker in Horizon 5. I said it. Raema is the best juker in my opinion in Horizon 5. But that's all she really caters to, and that's, if you're only going for jukes, that's not going to win a game. That it's great for the highlights and the flashiness, but you can't just go for a juke because you want to go for a juke, because people would start expecting that. And I feel like a lot of people have caught on to the fact that she's the best juker in the world, so now they play against that. They sit back. Well, alright, I mean, I'm giving away my playbook, but when I'm chasing Raema and I got her cornered or something, a lot of times she's one of those people that I touched up on earlier. I sit back and I wait for her to kind of mess herself up, because I know she's going for the juke. I know she's always going to go for the juke. She's the best in the world at it, so why wouldn't she? But at the same time, if you want to be the best king player, you got to start adding more to that pot. You got to start adding the no jukes, just the going for it. There's a lot of players that have that in their playstyle. They know that you're gonna expect them to juke, and then they just don't do anything. That's a playstyle. That's a legit playstyle. So that being said, I wish she played more. She could easily be in S2, but I don't have her there. People are probably gonna disagree with this, but I got Raema and Ibox in the same tier. Potential can only take you so far. You gotta actually start showing it. Raema has the potential. Everyone that I said had the potential to be higher, I've only placed them 2 tiers higher, but she has the potential to be an S1 player come September, because she knows. It's not like she doesn't know. It's just the willingness to do certain things in games, because it's not as fun to her, I feel, to get first place as it is to pull off those moments and get those clips and get those a full 30-second clip of her just juking everyone in the lobby. But guess what? 30 seconds is nothing to a full 10-minute game. So I got you anywhere 15th through 18th, Raema, and we will move on from here. Oh, closed it out by accident. Oops. Sid. Our boy Sid. I put some stock into Sid. I think Tim did as well, but me and Tim had a little friendly bet. It wasn't no money involved, but it was a friendly bet going on with who would win between Sid and Moth in that 1v1, and something just told me that he's on the come up, and he is. Sid is only getting better. He's played since UKC 1. I believe. I think so. Let me double check that. I think he was in there. Yeah, he definitely was, because, well, not UKC 1, but the one that I played him in. He definitely was in that. He got 2nd place in Season 1, and he got 6th place in Season 1 S2. But the 2nd place was for A-Class. Okay, I read that wrong. Yeah. He plays in tournaments and leagues. He plays casually with us, and he has the recency thing going on as well, because he's only be getting better. It's just, we need more... he's hella consistent, so it's not even a consistency. We just need some higher placements. Okay, he's only getting better, so that's only going to come with time. The higher placements are definitely going to come with time when we get to Sid. That being said, our boy will be sitting comfortably with Ibox and Raema as well. Again, I know when you look at this list by itself and you see all these names at the bottom of the list, it's like, oh wow, this person's kind of low. But we're talking the top 25 players in the entire world. If I do a top 100 list, this would be 1/4. These people here would be 1/4 of the list. So anybody on this list is to be feared. Just don't forget that. Okay, let's move on from Sid and go with the person that I said was May's most improved player. And it's, as far as that person that can break out, me and Tim also said this. By the end of 2024, I know that's a long way away, but by the end of 2024, I asked Tim, who does he think has the potential to be the best player in the world that isn't in the current conversation for it? Tim said Ibox. I said Speed. And I think both of us are absolutely right, because those are two players that have the recency thing going on for them. They've only been getting better. Speed plays in leagues and tournaments. He plays with us casually. He plays casually. Well, when he plays casually, he's up there. Well, from what I've seen at least. Maybe I feel like he doesn't see himself as high as I do, but Speed is up there, and he's a very good player as well. And for that, I am putting him in S1. This one, I know this might be a hot take for people as well. Might be a hot take, but if Speed's trying, he's the person that has the consistency problem. I touched up on Sid not having that just last entry, but Speed is one of those people that I feel like has a consistency problem. Now, everyone's consistency problem is for different reasons. Some people just don't care enough. Some people are actually trying, but they just struggle with being consistent, and it's a thing. But he's only been getting better. Only been getting better. What a buff! Yeah, it's a buff. But I got Speed in the top 10. He is in my top 10 of Horizon 5 players of all time, and he's only getting better. So by the end of next year, okay, let me start shorter. By the next tier list, which will be out in September, it's gonna be hard, but if he improves in that consistency, he can move into S2. By the end of next year, though, he can be in next class. I think that's a fact. Our boy Stolen. I feel like I've played with Stolen less and less as the months have gone on. It may be just a timing thing, like he's on when I'm not, and I'm on when he's not. It probably is just that. But when I did play with him, another great player. Let's see, Speed is so good on the Xbox One already, so I know when he gets the new console or PC, he'll be a nightmare. Yeah, for sure, for sure. He's a great player, Just needs that consistency. But on the Stolen, another player that plays consistently with well, his play style and his placements I feel like are consistent. He's getting better. But he isn't getting better as fast as the other people are that are starting to really climb up there. I feel like this is the year for some reason where a lot of people are pushing up into the top 10. Like they're getting in that skill level. Like the top 10 is the most packed that it's ever been in Horizon history, I feel like, in this game. But Stolen, as I said earlier with Spotless, I put him on the map in that 2v2 against him and Spotless. I think it was a best of 5. I think it was a best of 5. And we only won that 3-2 against them. A mainstay for Team Silver. Him and Spotless and... him, Spotless, and Tokio. That Team Silver, they were probably the most consistent team. Because the blue team just stopped caring and stopped trying after a while, I feel like. And the Silver was the most consistent team. You knew what you were going to get with them, but you knew you had to try your absolute hardest as well. Stolen, as far as UKC, let me go here. He does have an entry. He had 6 matches. So he definitely plays in leagues and tournaments. I hope he does play in UKC this year as well, UKC 2023. And when he does, don't be surprised to see him getting some high placements. But as for right now, this is probably a given. I mean, a lot of spots have been filled up, so you're probably gonna be able to just guess now where I'm placing people, and I got stolen right here, rounding out the C tier with Ibox, Raema, and Sid. You can put any of these people in any order that you want, and I don't have a problem with it. I actually agree with you, but that is my C tier. Now let's see. Shit, he was way better than me when I was on the Xbox One. Bro needs to put me in one tier lower. What's Sid? No, definitely not. You're definitely 15 to 18 best in the world. Definitely not. You see this tier right here? Do you think you're in this tier? Do you really think you're in this tier? Again, no disrespect to anybody in this tier, but no. You are perfect where you are, my guy. Temelos. Now this person I added here. I did play with him. I played with him one night, but we played a lot of games that night. It was on a lot of different maps too. I think it was like All the Gods lobby. I think it was hers. We played a lot of different maps. I think Zpec was in there. I think he was. I don't remember all the people that were in there, but he showed me a lot that one night that I was like, okay, this guy. And ever since then, I've always messaged him and tried to get him in leagues and the tournaments, but I don't think he's really interested in it. So do have to rank him lower because of that, and I do have to rank him lower as well because of the non-casual games. I don't ever see him in casual games with us, but I also hear a lot of people talk about him being good, so I took that into account too. And that first time, that one and done time that I played him, he placed higher than me every single time. And yes, that was 2022 Panda, but still, I have Temelos in D tier, the final entry in this tier. He's probably 23rd of all of these people, but I couldn't catch him. He was reading me. I mean, I struggled with him. Again, this is through the eyes of F50, so I feel like this is another one of those quote hot takes. Wait, did I forget the S? Oh, I just cut it out. I feel like this is another one of those hot takes along with my placement of speed, but I still feel comfortable with him being in this tier because from what I played, he's better than Miranda, but he's not better than anybody. No, he's definitely not better than anybody in this list. And he could, if this was a lobby right here, if this was a 5-man lobby, this would be one hell of a game. 6 God, Asian, Autocycle, Grinch, and Temelos in a 5-player lobby. Oh yeah, I would sit there for that. Okay, now our boy Tim. Go ahead and put him right here. No. No. That was funny as fuck. Let me read the chat. One singular king game. Oh, for you it's a one game wonder too. That's how it is. Oh yeah, Ryan talks a lot about him too, huh? But yeah, I can see why people would have Miranda above Temelos, or just Temelos in this tier in place of Miranda because of the reps. But since this is through my eyes, and I played at least 4 games that we did, and it was maximum like 6, then I didn't place above him one time. And I like to consider myself a professional king player, alright? So this is the lowest I can put him. Somebody that I couldn't beat once. Tim though. Tim. Obviously I don't got you here, but the placements, I know you think you can do better. I know you can do better. The loss to Spotless, that hurt me. I know it hurt you. That hurt me as a Top Gear Tim fan. But obviously, as the quote leader of the casual games himself, you're always there for them. You're there for probably 99% of casual games that ever happen. Competitive stuff, you're always in. You're the owner of the UKC. You're always in the bar stuff. You're my favorite and my best teammate of all time when it comes to team events. I got you. As far as who counters who, I feel like you counter me when it comes to play style. I've always said that. I know you disagree, but I still feel like you can do better. I know you can do better, and I feel like you know you can too. It's the consistency with the boy Tim. Peak Tim is crazy. Peak Tim can pull stuff off. Peak Tim can beat anyone. Peak Tim can get 6 minutes in a lobby with nothing but S2 and X class players. Okay. And that being said, I got you rounding out the S2. Oh wait, oops. Yeah, I fucked that up big time almost. I got you rounding out the S2 tier with Ash and Misty. Any order you got these players in, by all means, I can see why. But Tim, the consistency, we need to see it starting in your UKC too. I'm here for it. I know you did the garage clear out, so I can only see you applying yourself, labbing it out, and you got the map advantage. You got the map knowledge down, so you can definitely do that. Although we all know that the best practice is against other players of our level, so yeah, that's where I got Tim at. Take a chat break. LMFAO. Oh, the Me Too movement. I thought that said something else. I don't know why. I thought that was a player. I just got that. Tokio. I have not played with him in a while. I have not played with Tokio in a long while. But when I did, he was another player that you can just tell that the peak version of him could be anybody. I remember, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was either Speed, Spotless, or Stolen that would always rave about how good Tokio was. It was one of you three. I don't know who it was, but because I get the S gamer tags confused sometimes, except Sid, because Sid stands out for some reason. But Spotless, Speed, and Stolen, it was one of you who were raving about how good Tokio. Probably was Stolen. It's fucking brothers. One of you were raving, and I remember he actually pulled up to the lobby, and I was like, okay, let's see. And then he pulled off some shit, and I think he got second place in that lobby. It was me. It was me, Stolen, Tokio, Tim definitely because he set the map up, and I think Musty was in there too. Misty, Musty, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And he got second place, and that was like, wow. And then he only got better placements in leagues, in the bar league. Probably the best player in the silver team. It's just, I feel like he doesn't play enough with us anymore. Again, I could be wrong. He could be playing just when I'm not playing. But I feel like Stolen plays more than Tokio. And Tokio is also one of those very balanced players. And he just feels like, a mirror of Spotless. At this point right now. I feel like Spotless has caught up to where Tokio has been. And Tokio still plays here and there maybe, but I got him in the A tier because when I played against him, another player that I didn't expect, but if I saw that he was above me at the in placements, I didn't feel bad about it. Like there were some players that got above me and I'm like, damn, I lost to them. Damn, I lost to this guy. I lost to her. I lost to this person. But Tokio was like, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, that's where I got Tokio, rounding out the 11/12 spots, wherever you want to put them. We only got 4 people left. We only have 4 people left, and this is probably getting just more obvious and obvious. So I'm just gonna start entering them while I'm talking. Tuner Mark. Yes, he has not played since 2022. We know that. But it's Tuner Mark. When he did play, undisputed first or second best player in the world. The only thing that disqualified him from that wasn't anything to do with consistency, wasn't anything to do with placements in tournaments and leagues. It's just he stopped playing. Has not played anything in the year of 2022, and we're halfway through it. So there's only so I can only keep you as a top 2 player for so long, right? But when he was in here, oh man. Okay, let me go here. Past champions. World King Champion UKC1, Tuna Mark. Team King Champions along with Berny, UKC1. I mean, casual games used to smack anybody around. The only person that I ever saw Tuner really have a problem with, and it was only on one occasion, was the person that he's in the tier with, and that's Dundee. I've never seen him struggle. I've never seen him flustered. Tim will tell you right now, Tim said to me that's his biggest kryptonite of all time. And Tim is an S2 player. So there's that. I got him right at that spot. Yeah. Played with Tokio earlier today. Oh, okay. So it's probably one of just those things in like a time zone thing. Why have I never thought about Tuner versus Zpec 1v1? Yeah, it would be, but I'll probably that's a good one. That's a good one. But I do think that Tuner's playstyle caters more towards free for all stuff. Not saying he's bad, because he's definitely fucking miles better than me in 1v1s. But that would be a huge match nonetheless. I would definitely stream that shit even. Never happening though. Sorry. It's legit never happening. So you can kiss that one goodbye. On to my favorite player in Horizon 5 current day, Ukiyo. A player I've said multiple times. I feel like he just plays like the peak version of me. If I just figured everything out in Horizon 5, if I ever got to that level, then that's what Ukiyo would be. Tournaments and leagues, bar matches, he's always shown that he can hold his own in that. Free-for-all games, you know he's going to place at least third in my opinion. I mean, there's some occasions he has the consistency problem, okay? In my eyes, Ukiyo has a consistency problem, and that probably is a product of card choice, because there's a lot of times where he just experiments and goes no arrow, or accidentally probably goes something that's rear-wheel drive bias or something, I feel like. But or just something where he's experimenting, and that happened to me too. That used to be me. It used to be me just trying to put stuff together, and because I was testing something out, I got 5th place now in a lobby full of 6 people. But that is not a good indicator of his peak, because I know for a fact that if he just went on a tear and just went on a month of just actually trying his hardest, like actually applying himself, and I know he can easily be up there in S2. But as of right now, you can probably tell I got Ukiyo in this tier with Alex, myself, and Speed. You can arrange these guys in any order, but that will round out the top 10, right? Oh shit, hold up. I think my music stopped. Damn, we've been streaming for a long ass time, huh? Okay. Back. Ukiyo's done here. YoYo. Haven't played with YoYo in a minute, but when I did, he was a great ass player. Very balanced player. But another player whose playstyle I feel like just countered mine's. But whenever I was in a lobby with him, I would still place higher a lot of the times. But if he was the one with the crown and I was chasing him, I just knew that I'm most likely not going to be the one to get it. Because his playstyle as far as running with the crown countered mine. And his thought process when I had the crown countered mine, because he would just take it off me there too. He played in the Bar League January, I believe. And he had a very good match. I think it was against Zpec and Misty, I think. Very good showing that whole month. So he has that going for him, and he hasn't played a lot recently. But I got him 24th, 25th, probably be 25th. I'd say this one is exactly how it is listed here. Miranda 24, and yeah, because I can't think of another player when I was making this list that's better than YoYo. Aleski hasn't played in this entire year, and he didn't play any casual games with us, so I can't I can Aleski. I'm sorry. Aleski would be in there probably 26 honorable mention though. Like the honorable mentions are like 26 to 30 ish. But that's YoYo. That means there's only one person left, and we know exactly where we are putting Zpec. I mean, I gotta, before I even type the name, and let me get the phone out. Let me look at this. 850 division 1v1 champion, and that was back in 2022 last year. So he's been doing this 1v1 thing for a while. The only person that really gave him a challenge in the 1v1s was Ash, who doesn't really play anymore, so that's why he's in S2. But current champions, if we're talking about current champions for A class, S1 and S2, then it's just Zpec. It's just Zpec. It's not Zpec, Dundee, and Tuner. It's not Zpec, Misty, and Tim. It's not Zpec, Misty, Dundee. It's no combination of 3 players. It's no combination of 2 players. He dominated the UKC this year to get that that #1 spot. That, in my eyes, and just him being so consistent in casual games as well, just puts him up there as the best player in the world for me, my personal opinion. So I would have him above Dundee. But anybody that you say is #1 in the world of all time as of right now, June 27th, 2023, shit, this can change tomorrow. Tuner Mark can come back. That's not happening. But Misty can have a tier. He can, if he actually tried, and he knows what the hell we're talking about. He's very, I feel like he is self-aware, but he just doesn't care. So that's fair as well. But that is officially, I can go ahead and close that, my Horizon 5 best players of all time up until this point. I will be making this list every 3 months, so I'll be back here in September with an update of it. Yes, sir. Let me read the chat. Oh, cool. I like S1. Yeah, S1 is my favorite class for sure. That's the F50's P class if we're just talking about classes and not PI. So I definitely have that bias going for me. But yeah, look for the top 25 best king player lists every single March, every June, every September, and every December to round out the year. Alright, so that's pretty much all I got for you here. You got, can I view this? Can I zoom out a little bit? I guess. It really doesn't do justice. I wish I could have just used the website, but the website wasn't letting me put in the images that I had loaded up, and I just said fuck it, because I spent an hour doing that shit. And I went to here, loaded it up in about 10 minutes, and it started working. So, yep, here's my list. Screenshot it. I mean, you can't really screenshot it because it's not all in one, but it's gonna be up on YouTube. It was fun making this list, fun talking about it, and I can't wait to see how it changed. That's the most fun part about these lists, is seeing how they change going forward. Next list, I think I will still be in here. Well, not here. I'll probably move down to A because people are just gonna get better. I'm not gonna be playing competitively, so I'm only gonna get moved down. But yeah, that's all I got. This was a YouTube video, so I don't have anything planned after this. Tim, if you're streaming or anything, then I'm down for that. But I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.